peace, and power. I thank the universal truth and absolute laws of nature for guiding me, protecting me, and giving me the strength to endure the imperfect. I shall attack with vigor, making progressive moves. The divine mind knows, the divine mind shows. All things work in divine order. All things work in divine order. All things work in divine order. Peace and power to people. The struggle, salute, salute, salute as you come on in. Know that this is a safe space. Know that this is a space for learning and getting learned up. Know that this is a space for educating and being educated. This is your space. This is a space for questions, comments, concerns, answers, dialogue, building and destroying, elevating intelligence. This is the space where we dialogue. With who? With righteous brothers and sisters each and every day and in each and every way we giving it up. This is a space where we unite. Where we build a united front on a path towards true liberation. As my classroom assistants come on in, please make sure all contact information is in the chat for the duration of class. Please make sure all funding information is in the chat. All funding apps, all funding tag names, funding links, fund this war effort. All funding information is in the chat for the duration of class. If you or anybody you know is in need of anger management, book an assessment. Don't wait till it's too late. Too late when you're on the news, too late when you're in the papers, too late when you're on Citizen app. Don't wait till it's too late. Get the assistance you need to help manage your anger. I'm telling you, managing your anger is the best and only way. Yeah. If you or anybody you know is in need of a domestic violence consultation, if you are going through intimate relationship abuse, book an assessment. Okay? Book an assessment. Find out what you need to know in order to prevent or help you find a way out of what you or a loved one could be going through. Okay? Learn the warning signs, what behaviors you need to be aware of. You dig what I'm saying? Book an assessment. Remember, the life you save could be your own. Okay? Man, let's get to it. Let's get to it. Ooh-wee. And I tell you, it's hotter than Matilda panty drawers out there. Ooh-wee. Yeah. It's cool up in here, though. We got the central. Yeah, out there. Ooh-wee. That's funky gripper weather. Stay away, far away from a lot of folk. Listen, let's talk about it. We got people to tag now. Somebody tag Remy Ma. Somebody tag her son. Tag them. They got to come to class. Somebody tag Styles P. And all. And I mean, when I say all, I mean all of the anti-gun violence organizations, grassroots, or incorporated, or government instituted. Call them all, tag them in class. We need to have them here. Somebody tag J. Cole and T. Grizzly for Hummer stunting. And please, somebody tag Baby Williams. He ain't been to class. He never, ever came to class to speak on his brother and them shoes. You know? Yeah. Gangsta Williams wore them shoes in the picture. Yeah. Never came to class for that. So tag him because he said some more ignorant, bonehead, sugar honey iced tea. So tag Baby Williams. Who else we got to tag? Baby Williams, J. Cole, T. Grizzly, Styles P, Remy Ma, anti-gun violence advocates all over the country. And man, whoever else y'all been sending. Y'all done sent me so much stuff overnight. Man, Buster playing with people, nips and all that. Y'all can get that too if y'all need to have that. Tank talking about if dudes is, doing what they do 1 or 2 times, they ain't a lizard. Man, tag everybody, damn it. But tag your classmates. Because some of them might be outside in that heat. Some of them might be at the beach with their grippers out. Woo-wee. But nah, y'all here. Let's see who's here, man. Let's see who's in the class today. Ooh, Eric J. Mayo. Ooh, first in class and 55 for you. First in class, first 55. Yeah, hold that. Southwest Philly. Coming to class from Philly, and you ain't been to class. 55, Eric Mayo. George Johnson, what's going on? Patrick Jenkins, what's going on? Mark Lewis, what up? So, Dust Fro, what's going on? Lovely ladies in here. April Brown, you know you supposed to be down. Yeah, you supposed to be up in here. You ain't got no school. Get up in here. And I want my sweets. Y'all owe me some sweets. Damn it, I ain't had no sugar coming from that way in a long time. Give me some of them sweets. Joey of Hustle and Smoke. Flat Lever, what's going on? What's going on? Cool K King. You in the spotty spot. Construction Site Media TV. What it do? B Dolo. What's going on? Ken Will. What's going on? Tony Grant. The BX. Yeah, you up in the spotty spot. We see you. Murder Gang. 55. Murder Gang. 55. Got him. Got him. Justin. Jefferson City, Missouri. 55. Yeah. Turner Ira. Walaikum Assalam. Wa Rahmatullah wa Barakatuh. Yes. Mike Nice. What's going on? Cookie, we see you. Elusive Views. God, Stone. Don Fuego. 55. Don Fuego. Take that. Yeah. Ed, what's going on? Uptown Dre, what's going on? Sean Jenkins. A. Wood. What up, A. Wood? Oh, the Mr. and the Mrs. is in the spot early. What's going on? What's going on? We see you. Yvette, what up? Hold on, we just see the Mrs. Where the Mr.? Where the Mr. at? Mr. gonna get a 55. He better come through. Eve Blandon, what's going on? Nerd Nash, 55, Nerd Nash. Hold that. Yeah, the real is back. The real is back. Yeah, we see you. Unpopping opinions. We see you. What's going on? Yeah, y'all up in here. See Bliz, Sniper. What up? She up in here. We see you. Adrian. Bruh. Yeah. 55. Big Colorado. What up, kid? Musa Muhammad. 55, Musa. Yeah. Y'all think I ain't been catching y'all? I've been see Michael Hayes. Latasha Jordan. 55. Yeah. Latrell. Give me my apple. What's going on? I appreciate it. Thanks for the apple. Bam is in the spotty spot. Merge the MC's in the spot. King Back DC's in the spot. Yeah, everybody in the spotty spot. Yeah, everybody in this Hawk Tunes is up in the Coronos in the spotty spot. Alberto Garcia, who is you? Salute. Yeah, okay, you up in the spotty spot. Ty, the beneficiary. What up, Stephen Gill? What up, Stephen Gill? We see you. What up? Brandon, much appreciated for funding the war effort. We ain't even get started. You already on. hitting the green screen. We see you, M1962. Who that? We see you, M. Creeping in. Mark Miller, the 55 mark. 55 mark. Yeah. Coming all up in here with that. We see you. Colorado, you up in here? What up, Jared? We see you. Almighty. 55 Almighty. Matt J, what up? Salute. Let's get started. 10, 11 minutes in. Y'all been up in here playing games. See, Blaze, get that attendance sheet. They trying to play games. What's going on? We coming in here straight up. We getting straight to it, y'all. Everybody already know by now, because several other platforms have put it out. Shout out to all the platforms that already informed people. Okay, we gonna hit it from a different perspective, though, y'all. You know where we going with it. Remy Ma. Rapper Remy Ma Son got bagged up. Yes. Yes. Bagged up. Now, you know for an absolute fact, we do not sit back and giggle and take pride or wish for or hope imprisonment, especially on our young folk, okay? Especially on our young folk. Listen, man. You coming up in here asking bags how? Wait a minute till we get in the 55 for you coming up in here with that stuff here. Bushhead, what's going on? Pork and greens, what's going on? Yeah, bagged how? Wait a minute. Peace, G's, what's going on? Think for yourself. He coming all up in here. Huh? Coming on up in here with that old head TV. What up? Wait until we get into it. We get ready to tell you how he got bagged. What's going on? Yeah. Eric Forth, salute. We getting ready to tell you. Huh? You ain't raised no grade. You won't tell me that you raised a grade. You ain't raised no grade. Just for that, you got a 57. Coming up in here talking about that. 57 for you. Gang. Marguerite, what's going on? 57's running around here talking about you upgraded. You got 57. 2 damn points. Still get left back. Remy Ma's son, Jason Scott, was arrested Tuesday for the June 2021 murder of a man in Queens. Okay? Yes. Now, of course, as a formerly incarcerated person, someone who works diligently daily with our youth, all right, to prevent. I'm not talking about prison reform. I'm not talking about any romanticized idea of keeping our folks out of the justice system. I'm talking diligently to give facts, to speak to our people in a way that they need to be spoken to keep them from ever going through what I went through, what so many of us have went through. You dig? From a perspective that they can understand. Truthful. We don't play with the justice system in this class. All right? So here's the perspective now. This is where we going at with it. Scott, 23 years old. This is Remy's son. 23 years old, has been charged with first-degree murder for allegedly clapping 47-year-old Darius Gulbo or Guile. How would you say that, y'all? Guilebo? Following a dispute on June 7th, 2021, according to the New York PD. Richard Zweigert, 22, was also charged for the same body. Okay? Yeah. All right? In addition to first-degree body, Scott has been charged with second degree, 2 counts of criminal possession of a weapon, and first degree reckless endangerment. Zweigert only faces 1 body charge. Okay? Now, they get deep. Gulbo or Galbo, however you pronounce that, I may be chopping it up. Guile. Guileaux, Guillebeaux. It's French, isn't it? Yeah. Was found just before 1 p.m. on June 7th, 2021 with multiple clap wounds to the head and chest, according to the NYPD. He was taken to Jamaica Hospital Medical Center and pronounced a body. Okay? That's the charge. Gulbo or Galbo was found, again, just before 1 p.m. on June 7th, 2021, with multiple cabbage hits in the chest. Now, again, just because he was arrested and charged don't mean that they're going to necessarily get an indictment and all that. But this is where they at with it right now. So social media and broadcast news is running it. Again, because he was arrested and charged, don't mean he's going to be indicted. Okay, we talking 3 years now. This is 2024, and we know that there's no statute of limitations, okay, on a body. Okay, we know that for an absolute fact. Okay, don't mean he's been indicted. If he gets indicted, that's a whole nother class. But so far, he just got arrested. Okay? Now, what's crazy is this body that they charged him for, homie, right, was indicted by New York Attorney General just 8 months before he got clapped. Okay? As part of a large-scale narcotic operation. So this dude was in the mix. Let me see, how old was he? He was 47 years old. Now, what? I keep telling y'all, what a 47-year-old, you dig what I'm saying, is doing around, how old is Scott? 23? No. He's 23 now. So that means he was 20 years old. Listen, I keep telling people, the streets don't give. All right? The streets don't give. So whether you are a dinosaur like me out in them streets, you a new jack to them streets, you somebody that go in and out, the streets don't give. If you in the streets playing games, trying to stay out there forever, man, there's no love. It's nothing but hard concrete. Hard concrete. Okay? Now, this group, what is his first name? Darius. We want to say Darius. DG. Darius was just indicted 8 months before James. Okay? The investigation dubbed Operation Heatwave. Damn, ain't that ironic? It's a heat wave now. Homie got caught up in a heat wave operation. Resulted in the arrest of 54 people accused of, what you call that? You know, when you stuck in, what do we want to call rush hour? When you in rush hour Triznath, yeah, heroin, fent, oxy, yeah, you know, oxy wash, to be sold upstate Jefferson County. So 54 people, that was a lot of people in this little thing here. Now, okay, let's get into what that was about. Because yeah, I seen it. I heard it too. I seen what y'all was saying. It might have been a clapping for hire. Okay? It might have been a clapping for hire. We got to see the particulars of it. Now, homie, again, 54 individuals were charged with, what you call that? Rush hour, triznav, hundreds of bags of heroin, fent, and nearly 3 kilograms of that go. He was caught up in that. You understand what I'm saying? Yeah, he was caught up in that. All right? In Watertown, Attorney General Letitia James today announced the indictment of 54 individuals charged with conspiring in 3 major drug rings that funneled that diesel, that fent, and that Scarface to Jefferson County in the North Country. The investigation, dubbed Operation Heatwave, seized nearly 3 keys of that cocoa, hundreds of bags of that diesel, fentanyl, and dozens of oxywash and hydro pills. As alleged in the 3 indictments unsealed in Jefferson County Court today, the investigation led to the recovery of roughly 850 bags of diesel mixed with fentanyl and 65 grams of diesel, which could be broken down into another 650 bags for sale with a street value of approximately 15 stacks and nearly 3 kilos of that cocoa. Street value more than $300K. Yeah. In her quote-unquote statement, Attorney General James, we have witnessed firsthand the devastating consequences of H and fentanyl have had on communities throughout New York. These individuals allegedly flooded the North Country with this lethal cocktail, putting countless people in harm's way. We will be undeterred in our efforts as joint organizations to go after anyone who tries to profit off of peddling these driznugs. Now, that was 8 months prior, so that means he got knocked. He was indicted and out on bail when he had this confrontation with Remy's son. Yeah, they don't play upstate. And people fail to realize that. You be in the boroughs and you catch a case and go up top. Then you catch another case and go up top. Then you say, yo, man, I ain't hustling in the boroughs no more. I don't want to go out of town. Let me go upstate. You still in the state. Do you understand? Yeah, you still in the state. So that means you ready to go down. And them judges up there don't play. Especially when you from the boroughs. But anyway. And out of that 54 people, when I was reading the names and the ages, getting caught up in that, it was a couple of people in their 60s caught up in that. Anyway, you know what I'm saying? With that, somehow, in this confrontation, you dig what I'm saying? Remy's son, let me get Shorty name again, hold on, Scott, because like so many people, I don't really follow people's children. I was hearing he was sweet and all this other stuff and lizard-like and all this other craziness. And They was on TV. By the time they was on TV solid, I wasn't watching any of that. But in this, people who have been reporting it, people who have been going live, people who have, been, using it as it should be, because it is part of the culture. And we watched Remy, and many of us cheered for, supported, what I'm saying, and many was even hoping that she changed her narrative and was able to, after that bid, come home and get your footing back, to which she did. So any type of news concerning her as a melanated woman who did time, formerly incarcerated for, for a violent offense, people wanted her to win. You understand? This is why it is newsworthy. People wanted her to win. Okay? That is beyond the scope. I'm telling you, people was viewing, they was wishing, and because of how not only she did the bid, but how he, Papoose, did the bid with her. It gave people who were in those conditions or who have been through those conditions more than a ray of hope, because they knocked that shit out, which is very rare for a man to sit there and do an entire bid and not miss a beat. They really, and I'm talking about really, put a new visual on how you support somebody through that. So people want her to win. People wanted them to win. But what people didn't realize was the fact, right, that they were only known to us because of the industry, because of the entertainment industry. That was the only reason why we even knew who they were. And as such, there are different mechanisms within that industry that they have no control of that dominate certain aspects of their life. So they were struggling. They were struggling through a lot of that. Okay? They were struggling through a lot of that because bad enough individuals outside of the industry have a rough time getting their footing after a long bid. You know what I'm saying? Trying to figure out where they're at in their relationship and being parents and bringing new life. It was so many layers to it that it became something that we all watched. And because we all watched it, it took on a whole different energy of its own. Now, I had to fall back from it because even in the layers of them and the layers of my work, I always understand that there's different energy behind it. Okay? There's different energy behind it. And because that energy is behind it, we really don't understand or know the entirety of what we're watching, right? Like I said, they just picked this young man up, 23 years old, right? And with those charges, it seemed like he's up out of here. But again, that's just an arrest and that's just a charge until he's indicted for it and happens to go through the process. We don't know what it is. You understand? That's where we're at with it. So in the course of everybody on these other platforms, right? And on a smaller scale, such as Twitter and their own personal pages, And in the comments, I'm seeing and reading a lot about people questioning whether this was generational curse, whether there was solid parenting going on here. You understand? And we have to speak intelligently about that before we allow those narratives to start to run. You understand? Because you can have the best of parenting. You could be the best of a parent. But as children get older and their minds start to, take on a shape of their own, you really don't know what these kids are doing. You have to be on top, and not only be on top, but allow them to speak to you in a way of trust, in a way of that they're going to, take what you say, as your truth, and then allow them to understand their truth and their realities. Okay? So before we start to question her parenting and whether or not it was lacking because she was away for so long, we have to, make educated guesses because we heard, the journey that Papoose was making on a regular basis up there. They never made mention of how many times he took the child up there. You know what I'm saying? Or who else was actually assisting her in that space. Because from what I know, she never missed visits. You understand? So in that space where I sat, there is opportunity, especially when you're not completely destitute and you have that much support. There's opportunity to be a good and a great parent if you can manage, right? Taking taking the gaze away from your people when they come to visit, right? And if a child, boy, child, girl, child, is consistently going to see their mother, going to see their parent, and the instruction is given, right? There is an opportunity for you to shape this family. It's just a dynamic that we go through, many of us. And how you present the new energy once you are released, once you are on a set and with them on a regular basis, that's where the parenting is reaffirmed. That's where the relationships are reaffirmed. I'm not telling you this as somebody who didn't go through it. Remy did 6, almost 7. I did damn near 10. And I'm telling you firsthand that different things happen once you touch town. There's a new layer of everything we do, and I tell y'all this all the time, has to be purposeful with intent and understanding of your surroundings, your conditioning, and how you speak with one another, how you build. Now, if, and I don't know, we only know what we were watching, if you're adding difficulties to an already difficult situation, there's going to be stumbling blocks. If you come home and you're now drinking on a regular basis, alcoholic, a lot of people don't understand that, or you're blowing trees on a regular basis, substance abuse and addiction, and now you're making conscious decisions to earn money in an environment in the entertainment world, which is going to be a struggle for you to be straight up, right? As far as a couple, we know Grippergate going on. We know that she had old relationships. We know he had old relationships. We know they had prior and new contractual obligations that may have caused Grippergate. We don't know. So now we're trying to put all that into the mix with raising children. And these children are now, when she touched 10, now they're teenagers. You getting from the preteen to the teens to adult, and you didn't shield them from that. You bring them into the entertainment industry and give them their own space and lanes. It's something that we have no control of. It gets very, very mixy. But now when we're speaking of this young man being charged with a body, now people are trying to think, well, what part of the game is that? What messages? You understand? And the messages I always speak about is what we go through as a people and dealing with that culture. Salute, J Boogie. Thank you for all you do. You're appreciated. Thank you. Y'all are appreciated for allowing me to give this and to take from you. You understand? This is an educational process. This is what we do. You hear, I get from you. You hear, I get, listen, I get countless DMs, messengers, emails, all that. And that exchange is what keeps me solid and moving in a clear perspective. So I appreciate you. But when we dealing with that situation that they were dealing with and that they're still dealing with, we can't imagine, okay? We cannot imagine the enormous difficulty that was on their heads. Now, they may smile and they may act like they flossing. Remember, in the mix of her coming home and getting on her feet and dealing with people who she really didn't trust, right? Navigating as a woman that industry without getting Grippergate down, she ran into a lot. People think she was still on parole. She still had paper and all that she had to deal with. You're trying to figure this out. You don't want to trust the fat boy because you know he might have been a rat. Fat Cartagena. It's a lot that was coming at them. And what a lot of people don't know is that as soon as they really got on their feet, her sister caught a case in NC. And they had to bail her out and put bread up for that. So now you steadily chasing. You're trying to get more bread. You're trying to keep yourself right. And your parenting skill and style really hasn't been set because there were always other people and other things popping up. But I am concerned about how you go from a young child who always had some type of light on you to catching a body. That's the serious, like our children. And he's a child. We're talking about somebody that caught it at 20 and he's 23 now. That's not a very easy transition to make. It's different for a lot of us who've been in it, and we've been in it since 14 and 15. I can remember the very first time busting that hammer. And the second and third time. And being, nervous about it. Until you get to a specific space where it becomes like a second breath. And that is somebody who's in it on a regular basis and had an environment that was conducive to building a certain type of individual. That environment was, 80s crack era is very different from any of this shit that they going through now. This is make-believe. This is play. Your kids don't have to be in anything. I told you, I see kids every day working 2 jobs and doing quite well for themselves at 19 and 20. And some, man, it's just different ways for them to do what they feel they may need. If they feel they need to be out on their own, if they feel they may want to, flaws, or if they feel they want to earn money to invest and become, they could do anything. These things weren't there for us. Just wasn't. Either we worked for the city, got to a certain age and worked for the state, or your ass was in the streets hustling, sticking up, jostling, boosting, something. And then come the, the late 80s to the 90s, playing with the paper and the plastic. You know what I'm saying? Remaking paper and going up into the banks. And that's all you had. That's it. Wasn't no jumping to the NBA from high school and all that other weird shit. Wasn't none of that. So you had to be of a certain heart and knowledge. And usually knowledge of the streets and the hustle came from older people who entrusted and seen something in you. You wasn't learning none of that shit on your own. Straight up. Wasn't happening. Somebody introduced you to these lifestyles. In the 2020s, ain't none of that shit happening. It's just not. Unless they go out and they want it and they search for it. Other than that, these kids could do just fine working at the damn Chick-fil-A. So how does somebody who has not one, but 2 artists in the industry turn to being charged with catching a body? You understand? That's the bigger conversation. And I keep telling you that when you have artists who are not responsible for what they say out their mouth, and they themselves never been that ingrained in the work, this is where we at. This is where we at with it. Okay? This is where we at with it. So now you have pieces of a culture that's being interpreted as a lifestyle reality for us, causing these mixed messages. It gets funny style. You could be the best of parents. Do you understand? And your child could get caught up because they have to think like this. They have to make decisions right there on the spot. Decisions that can cause them a lifetime of grief, many years of grief. So we, as parents, have to have, better skill sets when it comes to finding out and catching it and stop. That's why I say that chasing the bag, that talking about, I'm moving here, I'm doing this, or all this other weird shit that us as adults get into, and the kids don't have no type of knowledge of, right? And we're doing this and we're doing that. And then we're looking at, I keep telling y'all, grandmothers, mothers shaking their ass, trying to get to the bag on TikTok and this and that. The children suffer. So it's not just about, I'm a parent, I got food in the house. You got a house, a roof over your head, now I'm gone. That's not what it is. Our people suffer from a lack of purpose and direction in how we move it. There is none. People just come outside, do what the hell they want to do with no direction. None. We went through this last class when people were talking about this draft bill and what it means. Now, people don't know what it means because they didn't read it. They don't study the shit. And that's how we move in our lives daily. No purpose. Absolutely none. What does it mean to be a purposeful melanated person? People can't give you a definition. They can't. Not even the conscious and woke community. Them niggas don't know nothing. They relinquished all that. They just got quotes and facts and stats and all that. Ask them what's their purpose. And they start fumbling and speaking around it and not answering directly. We have no purpose. We have no knowledge of our value. So our people consistently get caught up in dumb shit. That's what it is. And it doesn't stop at Remy and her child. It don't. Because look, again, somebody just sent me something about another DA that got caught up trying to smuggle and scam millions out of Atlanta. It don't stop there, okay? Our people, no matter where they sit, still allow themselves to try to hustle away from oppression. You try to do it. You try to do it on the upper levels, whether they are senators or representatives, whether they're DAs or judges or cops or teachers or principals, they get weird. There is no melanated space that says, you know what? This is your value. This is how we get together and move on it, and this is the code. They don't have it. There is none there. This is why the cycle continues. People don't want to understand that because everybody's so goddamn smart. I know this, I know that, and they move on it. And it's the only time as of recent that I watched one of you guys sent me Red Pill. Now, I don't know if it was recent or not, and it's the only time as of recent that he said something that stuck. He said, you got people who are highly spiritual, they're spiritualists. You have people who are political. You have people who work on different things. You got people who are conscious, and they all in their bag. And those bags don't sit in the room and get together and try to figure out how they can move on that. So you got separate bags, and they all trying to eat off those bags, right? And that means they really don't believe in who they are. Because the only way you can eat off of the bag, off of any of this shit, is to put your faith in the bag, into these OFAs and their institutions. So you believe more in the institution of getting a bag than you do in what you're practicing. You do in what you have a theory about. You got more faith in the bag than your own people. That is the issue. There is no value. We don't know it. Other nationalities, other groups of people and ethnicities, that's all they talk about is their value. They don't see themselves in the Ofe world. They see themselves as extracting from the Ofes to get on their feet. Us? No. We want to rock with Ofes. I don't care what you study. Egyptology, all of that shit. Communism, whatever. You want to be an American. You do all of that first because you want to get to the bag. Because all you know up here is that the bag makes you comfortable. The bag keeps you away from whitey to a degree. So you don't believe in your values. When I tell people to pull up out of these systems, pull up out of these institutions, and do for self and rely on us, it's foreign to them. That's when they go right back into the matrix. Oh, nigga, you talking crazy. How? Just do it. And in doing it, you figure out how, and then you educate on how. They don't get that shit yet. That's why I stay away from all of that. And they stay away from me because I ask them questions that don't have no answers to. Nigga, you don't really believe in that because at the end of it all, you still relying on old face to do what they've been doing. And in that, because you're so damn smart and you took something up to study, you do the same thing to your people that the old faith do. So it's a cycle of dumb shit. Because there's a lack in confidence. There's a lack in the value of you. That's just what it is. You don't value yourself. You can't. Because soon as somebody puts something shiny in your face, you want that. Soon as old fake give you a title, you want that. That's what's wrong. So you can parent, but you don't have the intention. What is your purpose of being a parent? Excuse me. How do you manifest everything that you believe in as a parent? How do you push that? You have to know how to do that. And the only way you can do it is up here. Concept. You have to conceptualize yourself being away from anything that Whitey told you. That's it. And seek a new way of being, of manifesting. That is what knowledge of self was built on. That's what the degrees was built on, knowledge of self. Who are you? To know the foundation of all things in existence. Everybody, an ant know they're an ant, a lion know they're a lion. Black folk don't know that yet. They don't. But you can't tell me you know it, you conscious and you woke, but you sleepwalking. Because you still bow down at certain points. That is why I believe I am in it. I am a militant. I believe in war, soldiers, warfare. That's when people ask, who are you? What are you doing? What is your purpose? I'm a militant. When anything that's sitting in our way to oppress us and keep us from getting together, a soldier. You don't care about none of that other shit. It don't matter. Somebody could be smart, intelligent, articulate, bow tie, straight tie, kufi on, whatever that is. What do they do? The old face knock that shit out. Take everything out your noodle. Don't matter, now you gone. They deal with stuff from a military perspective. So how can you not? How can you sit there and tell me that you need billions of dollars to do something? That shit sounds stupid. It's ignorant to me. It's dumb. So you got millions and billions of dollars, but you don't believe in warfare? You believe in allowing your enemy, your oppressor, to stand tall in front of you? That don't make sense. You believe in begging them to give you a grant to clean your people up? Like they're gonna do that? That's dumb. It's dumb. It makes zero sense. It is mathematically impossible for you to rely on your oppressor to do anything progressive, positive for you. Nothing. Understand? So as parents, our successes or failures is a result on what we believe about ourselves and how we manifest that. You can't tell your child they could be anything they want to be, but you slaving for the Ofe. You can't tell them that when they see you running up in the church and giving everything to the pastor who's out there humping shit. Sometimes they on the track humping the transistors. You giving mixed messages because you're living in a mixed existence. So we can question whether or not Remy was a parent or a good parent, or if she even knew how to parent. We don't know her traumas. But this is going to be the news for the next couple of days. You understand? And people are going to come out and spit a whole lot of garbage up about it. But in here, we're going to deal with it with intelligence. It goes beyond parenting when people become adults. It goes beyond whether or not your mama was there or not. I know dudes whose mama was never there. And they didn't run to the street. I know people who came up in poverty, hard conditions. They never was in the street. But I know most of me and my clique, me and my area, we had both parents in the house. And we all knew each other, daddies and mamas. And we became some dangerous, nasty individuals. Act like we ain't had no damn sense of home training in them streets. And that's absolute fact. You can travel East New York, and anybody my age and under, tell you, I still see some of my co-defendants and, crime buddies' parents to this day in the street. Both moms and pops, everybody knew Mr. Such and Such, Mr. Such and Such, and whole projects full of men, whatever their struggles was, but they was there. And if they wasn't there, my pops made sure he was everybody pops in them streets. Just like everybody that I seen pops would check me too. Simple as that. That's how it was. I don't know where they getting these bullshit narratives from, but I'm telling you, Cypress, Pink Houses, Boulevard, Blendon, Penn Workman, Starrett City, Fairfield, pops. His pops worked for transit, worked on the bus, worked for the phone company, Mr. Such and Such. I don't care if he was coming home drunk every Friday. Dude's pops was there. But we chose to listen to the older guards who was in the street, or one of the several bullies we had in the hood. And when crack came, that was it. But we're not going to act like we didn't have it. I'm never going to sit here and say that. My pops and moms was right there. And I got skipped in middle school and went to high school and was losing my goddamn sense. I ran with everybody that wanted to be extra homicidal. Simple as that. So we could sit here and allow people to paint these narratives of what she was as a parent. We don't know. We don't know. You can't never blame my pops for shit I did. No. That man gonna tell you, man, I was his first enlightener. I gave him his first shahada. I named him. And to this day, that name sticks. My name is Karim Jamal. Shahada was blown in my ear at birth. I had the degrees at 7 years old. Who was the original man? I wasn't hungry or none of that shit. Pops was there. So you can't never say Bliz is because of my father. Nah, my pops wasn't no street dude. No. At a certain point, you get too smart for your own good. And you make these costly decisions. Simple as that. Bliz was a creation of the environment in the street and the peers. So when we looking at this, we have to understand a lot transpired between Remy and this little boy right now being charged with this body. And let's watch, let's reserve judgment. Okay. She's commenting on it. All right. As always, as she gonna have to. Why? Because she's in this mix. She's in it. They're in this industry. And they don't control that. Y'all will be surprised the things that they go through with Grippergate. Look at Justin Timberlake. How the hell you don't know you don't act up in Suffolk County, in Long Island? Come on, he's white. These people don't own themselves in this industry. They don't. They on no thin lines. E. Ford, what's up? Much appreciation for funding the war effort. So it's a lot. going on. Let's reserve judgment. That's it. That's it. Because the majority of y'all wanted her to win. Y'all gotta hope, keep pushing, keep hoping that she win, and maybe we'll see whether this young man get indicted or not. It's a terrible situation, but reserve judgment on that shit real quick. You know what I'm saying? Let's see how this shit pan out. All right? Let's see how it pan out. It could be a grip or gay situation. All right? Now, I learned in my work as an anger management specialist, as somebody who's in the world of domestic violence intervention and in anti-gun violence work, to make an attempt to give people certain leeway. I don't give these dudes the benefit of the doubt. I give them certain leeway when it comes to certain things. Okay? I really do. And people question where I sit and stand on a lot of things. And they send me these things and I'm quick to give a thumbs down or say, get the fuck out of here. Get out of here with that. Because I don't believe in these celebrity dudes. I just don't. And I know these dudes ain't tough. I know these chicks ain't tough. Because I was out there in the mix for several different generations. I know a tough guy, especially in the industry and how they set their life up or how their life is presented to us. We have to play sometimes devil advocate, sometimes we have to doubt a lot of shit because of the experience. Okay? So, people sending me this little clip of Styles P in the White House. Yeah, in the White House. And in this little clip, little 3-minute clip, and I'm sure there's much more. And I'm sure he might have said much more. But they're focusing on this 3-minute clip because I believe he put it on his IG first, of him speaking about gun violence and what should and shouldn't be done. Now, I'm always going to give that a listen, especially when I look and I see who's on the panel and I see some old folks who I'm very, very much acquainted with. And I know the work and I know their lack of work and know who's pulling their strings. So now, I'm saying Styles P at the White House. Well, Styles P ain't no Eazy E. I'll tell you that right now. For Styles P to be at the White House wasn't no mistake. Remember, Eazy E said, man, that shit was a mistake. I don't know how I got there, but I got there, had my goddamn Jerry curls dripping. I'm going. So Styles P ain't no Eazy E. Damn sure wasn't running no record label. Damn sure didn't have what Eazy had, okay, as far as the streets. I'm not trying to slight him. Don't chuckle. Y'all chuckling. See, y'all always talk about Bliz. You're so funny. I'm not chuckling. I'm not making light. Styles P ain't Eazy E. I'm only saying that because Eazy was invited and he didn't know, so he went. I'm saying Styles P purposefully went there because somebody had some grand idea that he was a credible messenger for this space. Now, I personally, being from the 5 boroughs, and one of the first credible messengers in this line of work to get funded from the government to do it, I went through all the trainings and trained people and then seen the best of them. Okay? Yeah, I seen it. So I'm listening to this clip, and the first thing that struck out to me, maybe not for others, but for me, is when he said, I've shot people and I caught a felony for carrying them things. I had them, and I'm like, for me, I don't know about anybody else. This is the first time I ever heard him say he busted his hammer and hit somebody. So I'm like, I never seen that in no press clipping. And, not trying to be funny, I never heard it from none of my peeps in YO. Never heard that. I heard either he a fisticuff, and we do know there's documentation that he shook something, but I ain't never heard him pop nothing. So I'm trying to figure out, hold up, let me listen to what else he's saying. And he says some good things about the money, where it need to go, how it's supposed to be spent, and this, that, and the third, and, you know, the basic rhetoric for somebody who's not politically attached to anything about, you know, we need more white people involved in this. Where are the kids who actually bust their hammer? Why they not here in the White House? And, you know, all that scripted shit that people usually get to say when they not around or they're not attached to anybody. You know, they got that shit too. You know, with people always place people in position because they believe that they're more thorough. I was shocked. I said, hold on. He said he clapped something? When these rappers say that, yo, within the almost 10 years that I did, I ran with a whole lot of individuals behind them walls. Okay? A whole lot. Dudes that was in there because they was charged, indicted, convicted for busting that hammer. Yeah. And it wasn't like I was just with them. I mean, we became comrades. So in that whole YO area, Mount Vernon area, I've been with some heavy hitters in there. You understand? Yeah, been with them. Some of them young guns and all that. Even was with my man, who, you know, one of the originators of the young guns. The dude Dutch. Yeah, they know Dutch. Everybody know who Dutch is and how he gave it up. Yeah, I was with his fam. So in that, there was a lot of information, a lot of dialogue that comrades do about the inner workings of their prospective areas. That's how we talk. That's how dudes know each other. So you know about YO. You know about Mount Vernon. They know about the East and the Steiner. This is how gentlemen, G's talk when they behind them walls. I never heard him busting anybody. Just like a lot of these other rappers. Especially in the time that I was up top. We talking about 94, 95 all the way to 2004. In that space, anybody that was busting a hammer, dudes know who's who. And it damn sure wasn't no rappers. I'm going to tell y'all that shit right now. That's how I know the dude ain't really that official. Because he was robbing cab drivers. I know about that dude. Yeah. I was reading in his paperwork and his legal work when he was putting in his appeals and all that. Oh, cab driver robbing dude. He ain't official at all. But you have to always take that into account when you're growing up in the 70s and the 80s and doing what you're doing and behind the wall with dudes. Oh, I ain't see you since you caught your case in 88. And, yo, what up? I never heard of none of them lines dudes busting no hammer for nothing. Nah. But Again, it's not to slight them, but it's to give truth to a certain narrative. Okay? So let's see, early life. And this is only coming from things that they want written about them and put in the atmosphere, right? David R. Stiles was born November 28, 1974, in Corona, Queens, to a South African mother and a Jamaican father from Bed-Stuy. After his parents divorced, Stiles and his younger brother Gary moved to Yonkers with their mama. And that's when he met Kiss and Luch. The trio bonded over their shared passion for hip-hop and eventually formed a group known as the Lox in 94. So from 74 to 84, from 74 to 94, that's 20 years. Now, I'm not saying that because we all know. I know some of my compadres was busting their hammer at 14, 15, 16. But it was very short-lived. When you busting your hammer that young, them older dudes get scared. They be plotting, especially in our era, to either knock your head off and get you up out of here for real, or to throw things in your way so you get tripped up. So most of them, most of us, saw DFY, saw all type of cases early on. So I'm not going to say that from 1974 to 94 when he was in the Lox, he wasn't busting his hammer. But he never caught no bid, and not for that. So I have to weigh it in, and then I have to say, damn, Yonkers? Because 74 to 84, little ass was in the house. Okay? So now from 84 to 90, when you're about 16, I was in Yonkers in 90 a couple of times. Couple of situations that a few dudes were getting bullied had reached out. Because, I met dudes in the Union Square days and all that, and some of my people had moved up to YO. They definitely was a few steps behind. I went up there, I said, y'all getting bullied by this? Because the geographic location and how they was moving was different. Popped a few of them, dude. Get out of here. Okay? Again, not to slight it. And not to say that their experience would force them to get busy. I'm just saying I didn't see it. Definitely wasn't built like that. So we saying from 84 to 90, which made them 16. I'm trying to figure out who you beat up, who you popped, and how active were you with keeping them hammers. Now, okay now, all right? Now, I say that because he said he got married in 95. Married. Not going with each other, not none of that. Married. Which make you 21. Yeah. Yeah. So you was already in a group at 9-4. Married at 9-5. Where's the street stuff? Now again, I don't want to slight it. Might have been, but I never heard of none of that. And definitely didn't see none of that. First time I seen him, he was in the video with Mona Lisa. First time I seen him or heard of him, they was making mad mixtapes. You know how long back then you had to be in the studio to make mixtapes, to be videos, to be that engaged in the entertainment? You ain't had no time for the streets. None of my peoples that had time for the streets made it in the business. None of them. Especially when you talking about you running around with two hammers. Okay, so again, I'm giving you an educated timeline of this Mr. Tough Guy. Okay, I'm serious now. This is something different because we seen somebody from Yonkers who was getting busy in the streets, right? DMX. And he was going to jail since 90. It took him to 98 to finally get out. So if you was getting that busy, and we already heard them speak of DMX, them locks using, no, X was getting busy. Oh, X would take your whole package. Oh, X would do this, X would do that, X would do this, X would do that. That same description wasn't on Styles P, who got on quick. It took DMX several bids to get his shit right. To the point at which you was able to sit your ass down and make music. So I'm trying to figure out who you clapped. Who you clapped? You hear me, right? Who did he clap? He said he clapped somebody. So I got to question that because I know what it's like to put in necessary work and to be known to have clapped something or a few people. That's generational beef. That don't go away. So you mean you clapped something and didn't drop it because he made sure to say that he didn't drop nothing. He just said he clapped. Yo, I clapped somebody. I know what it's like. So that means them people still around. And they allowed you to become a rap dude and to come back to the hood and all that? Come on. Come on. I know for a fact don't work like that. You're not going, ain't nobody that clap me or with or at any of my peeps would be talking about they going on stage and performing and they making records and they coming out and they gonna be at this club or this ain't none of that. Nah, Paul, ain't none of that. Everywhere you go, you ducking and dodging. So this is what I'm talking about when I keep hearing these so-called credible messengers, these street dudes talking about the work that they put in because, yo, I know dudes who put in that work. It ain't like that. Ask Lakey the Kid how much work he put in and how much years he did. You understand what I'm saying? Ask Mega, call Mega. You putting in that much work, you're getting solid bids, man. Your music career gonna suffer all the time because shit don't get finished. People don't forget that you cut them, tried to cut them, clapped at them. No, people don't forget that. Now you gotta come home and revisit that. You ain't gonna be no rap star with all that. You crazy? It don't work like that. Somebody got to go. Somebody got to get paid off. Something got to happen. It don't work like that. So the credible messenger piece is crazy for me, okay? But let's continue. In July 2002, Styles was involved in an altercation at a New York nightclub that led him to kicking a man in the buttocks. On November 26, 2002, he began serving an 8-month sentence in the Westchester County Jail, Valhalla. The same day, right? Excuse me. Right? This is what happens. Pardon me. That's something else. I'm not going to go there. But he did a skit in Valhalla. For those who don't know where Valhalla is, county jail, that's Rikers Island. That means whatever you did, you got city bid for it. Look, you didn't catch no major felony that sent you up to the mountains. However, he has spoke on catching a gun charge, right, when he was 18. That's what I told you now. When we did the timeline, 1974 to 84. Okay, 74, 84, he's 10. 90, right, makes him what? 16. So 1991, 1992, at 18, he catches a gun charge. Okay? What happened? I was 18. I got knocked in a raid with some diesel. I was sitting on another felony, but the raid was illegal, such and such. He got probation. He got dropped to a misdemeanor. I don't see nothing in here where he was, okay. There was a question, and this is an old interview. What did it do for you? When did you realize you needed to transform your thought process? Well, I think I started realizing that when I was a teenager. My first time in the county was actually before we got on. So, I got arrested for a hammer and some ARs, armed robberies. By the grace of God, I just got charged with a murder. I was sitting there thinking to myself, I can't do this. I like to be high. I love to be free. I was really at that point in my life. I said to myself, I ain't going to be a jail dude. That was at 18. Okay? All right? He likes to be high. He didn't say nothing else. Initially, I like to be high. Okay. So I'm trying to figure out. None of my dudes would ever say nothing like that. So as a credible messenger, I'm trying to figure this out. How did you get invited to the White House? You understand? Why were you? Because I know, man, I'm telling you, I know dudes in QB, Queensbridge, doing excellent work in anti-gun violence. Brownsville, excellent work. The Bronx, I know dude in Elmo. We train these dudes in Philly, in Albany, in Troy, New York. Chicago, who gave us the program and trained us in it. I know some real credible messengers. Some not in the work anymore because of the politics. I'm trying to figure out why this dude is a credible messenger. Somebody must have thought that it's true that he bust his hammer, because that's the only way. But then again, I also know that so many people moved away because who are you talking to when you go to the White House? And we're going to get into that later. Okay? Mm-hmm. Yeah. Yeah. Other publications were saying that he caught a state bid for that jokes, right? That's what changes the narrative. Excuse me. There's something funny about Styles going to prison for stabbing someone in the buttocks. For all the gangster braggadocio he spits, I'm sure stabbing someone in the buttocks wasn't quite what he was thinking about. Nonetheless, Styles P is headed upstate to do a bid. Styles turned himself into authorities on Tuesday to start his 8-month sentence. Oh, this was all hip-hop. Back then, somebody got me aggravated. He said, I did something. Now I got to pay the consequences and repercussions. I wish it wouldn't have happened. I hope the shorties out there know you got to pay your consequences and repercussions when stuff happens. And I'm like, see, this is how the narrative gets stupid. Upstate to do a bid. He didn't go upstate to do the bid. He went down the block to the county to sit in Valhalla. But see, that's the false narratives that run. So now by the time you've grown, people really think you did a bid. Right? Then they asked him about going in. He said, I ain't got no fears. I'm going to be sad because I ain't got my MF and freedom and I'm going to miss my family. That's about it. Other than that, I'm going to sit down and get my mind right. I ain't got no fears because there's guns on the streets and ain't no guns in jail. There's a couple of bangers here and there, but I fear life more on the streets than in jail. So we fear life on the streets, where you got two hammers, you said, and you pop people. You fear that, but you don't feel a hooscow. That was back then. That's weird for me, man. Very weird. So, where's the credible messenger? Now, what, because I know y'all gonna go and y'all gonna research and y'all gonna look these things up. Now, I want y'all to know who else was at the White House during that meeting. Of course, you got the regulars, Erica Ford and them, and you know, all them, you know, who have been propelled all the way up the chain in that work without being a credible messenger herself. That's another story. You understand what I'm saying? But they also had Havoc there with them. Yeah, Havoc from Mobb Deep. Who we know ain't busting no hammer nowhere at all. No. So you got Havoc and you got Styles P. But you know who else was there? Bun B with his forky teeth. What the? See, this is where you lose credibility. Talking about trail burgers and all that shit in the anti-gun violence initiative or funding or whatever the hell this meeting was about in the White House. Why was he there? You understand? When kids, young people, because it's going to run through social media, start to look at and research, and then the real dudes that's out there, these real little sick youngins, that's 16, 17, 18, that's blowing up blocks and parties and movie theaters and malls, when they start seeing who's coming through, and you have to build a rapport and a trust with them, and they say, these dudes ain't credible messengers. They just seen Bun B telling. They just seen him on stand testifying to get another young dude extra time. I don't care about the situation. I'm telling you, young folks' vision. Damn if what you would have did or how it would have happened or what the... Nah, young folk don't think like that. They say, yo, Bun B was snitching. What the hell Styles P doing in the same meeting with him? This is y'all young folk that bust their hammer thing. I ain't want nothing to do with none of that. So while Styles P is saying you need to speak to these individuals, which he was right, you need to speak to those who really bust their hammer, because that's what the initiative is about. But he's saying you need money in community centers in the hood, and you can have all the money in the world, go to the hood. You can have all the community centers. But again, going back to early in the class, if you don't teach value, if melanated folks don't have what's right here and here, where they see themselves differently, ain't no money, ain't no community centers or nothing. You talking to people who came up. I'm telling you, there was community centers in my hood. We had community center in Penn Workman. There was a community center in Boulevard. There was a community center in Pink Houses, a community center in Cypress, a community center in Ceflo and Brownsville and Van Dyke. Community centers, we are children of that. The guards used to be in the community center holding ciphers. We had tutors. We had real, actual community center directors that kept people engaged, funded. And we still went to the streets. There was a counter narrative, a counter measure out there. The gangsters was in the community centers. So this is why you don't want real people to go to Washington to talk, to go to City Hall to talk, which is why I distance myself from all that shit. Because these people just want to get to the bag. Now, I'm not going to slight who he is or what he's doing or how he's doing it, but when I look at the IG page and I look at the wife's IG page, it don't look like a whole lot of donating, a whole lot of speaking to kids, a whole lot of funding and all that. Community centers and all that. I see a lot of lavish living. Yeah. So now I've questioned again, is this cap or not? Are you really there to be a credible messenger for the streets and the street children? Or are you again showing Whitey, showing old phase exactly what you would do with any money or resource that they give you? Again, the trickle down shit. Because I've been in the work too long. I've seen millions go through the hood. I've witnessed it. Government funding, nonprofit funding. I've seen it in the hood. And I could tell you that because the message wasn't right, because credible messengers was disgusted with the politics of it, that dough went nowhere. And ain't no gun busting stopped. I'm going to tell you that right now, because once you start going up the ladder and you start looking behind the wizard's curtain and you start seeing law enforcement and you start seeing liberals putting different mindsets into the directors and the managers and the celebrities, you ain't with that. I'm not squelching my integrity in the hood to be following this dumb shit. Are you serious? And because you don't want the bag or you don't want to play the game, you don't get to Washington. Yeah, ain't you Chicago too? Ruined it. They ruined it. Chicago was putting in that necessarily work. Gun violence dropped like that. 70%. Because they had them in there. System, Mina, all of them, man. They had solid people doing it. Politics. And others not valuing who we are, wanting to be next to the mo phase. Because I don't know who gets them. I keep telling y'all, all these rap dudes going to the White House is suspect. So again, who are you speaking to in the White House? Because Styles P said wasn't no O phase in there. So who you speaking to? Because in that same week, Queer Eye, right? For the straight guy, the queer guys, they went to see and they sat with Kamala. Yeah, they had a good old time. So what's going on here? Because the kids see that shit too. And they're like, well, damn, if Styles P and Havoc and Bum B was in the White House and the queer people was in the White House too, what are we doing? What's going on? You see how it get confusing? You see how kids be like, man, I'm not with that. Because you can't play with the kids. You can't play with it. I don't care how much money you throw out in the communities. Y'all can't pay me shit. I done did all that messing with y'all. With any of that. Any of them nonprofits. They all was full of shit. They all had ulterior motives. They all was trying to put a little band-aid on it. None of them had nothing in their bylaws and their laws and their makeup that said we're going to make sure our people are on a path towards liberation. None of them. None of them. Ain't none of them saying they're going against the grain. Nah. What you say we need to do to get this funding? Or what the data got to say? How many bodies we need? Okay. So now you got kids that believe in Booty Hole Brown. And dudes talking about they got knee replacement surgery so they could be 6'7", and other dudes on stage dancing around with tight ass pants, and Pusha T and his brother in Paris wearing bags. That what are we doing? What are we doing? Ain't nobody solid and shit. So I'm wondering why y'all at the White House? Who are y'all speaking to? Especially if 45 get in there, y'all speaking to people who not even gonna be there no more. See how real it get when you use common sense and discernment? So when y'all send me things, I'm gonna talk. I'm gonna speak on it. Because this is what y'all want to hear. Y'all want to see what my thoughts are on it. So when Styles P, Bum V, Erica Fawn, and Havoc is speaking for a community of people who bust a hammer, I gotta question that shit. What's the motive? What was the intent? What was the takeaway? What did you give back? You didn't get back shit. Nothing. Because Washington, they don't care about you. They already replaced y'all. People don't get that shit yet. Because melanated folk don't believe in or value themselves, you are no value or no use to white folk who already used you up. So they're not speaking for you. They're not plotting for you. They getting ready to put the migrants in the draft. They're getting ready to put the migrants in prison cells. They don't need you. So you better find a way to see value in yourself and to get together. Because they don't need you. They already monetized your demise. White folk have monetized your demise. I'm going to say it again. White folk has monetized your demise. Showed you that in the pandemic. So they're going to keep poisoning your food, keep poisoning your air. They're going to keep poisoning your clothes. They're going to keep poisoning your mind. You don't need you. What the hell you going to the White House for? So that's what I think when y'all send me that. Okay? Now let's get up to another ignorant ass nigga. Y'all got me hot. Yeah. Fund the war effort. Let's get to busy. Let's get busy. Okay? Now. There's another video, and again, I'm trying to make sure that I'm being easy because I don't really know what I'm watching, but I know what was said and how it was cut. Your man Birdman, baby Birdman Williams, back on my name. And there's a vid of him in a jail. He visited a prison. I don't know if it's county jail out there or what. I know they got on orange. I don't know what that means. But he's in there. And I'm making, because I can hear his voice, right? So I'm trying to figure this out. Now, in the video, you see Birdman say, I got enough power to help y'all. Now, I don't know what power he think he has. Because damn it, he sure ain't helped BG. He sure ain't helped Turk. Turk did his whole bit. BG did his whole bit. Damn it, if he got power to help them, why he ain't help C Murder? But he told these individuals, I got the power to help y'all. And one of the inmates shot back. Okay, we need books to read. To that, Birdman replied, you think reading books gonna help you? What? Again, I got enough power to help y'all. Okay, we need books to read. You think reading books gonna help you? What? Again. And that's where it ends. So I don't know if there was any more to the dialogue. Again, they let us see what they want us to see when and where it becomes these narratives. I don't want to believe that that's all that he said. But in that little space was enough for me to get ready to go in. Because, damn it, I know he ain't read. So he must think reading isn't fundamental, it's not necessary. Well, we know Wayne ain't read, ain't got his GED or nothing. We know BG ain't get nothing and claim he got this little fake piece of paper. That wasn't about nothing. Yeah. I never heard Turk say he got anything. Salute, Robert. Much appreciated for funding the war effort. Okay? I never heard Manny Fact. None of them. I don't know. Did any of the Cash Money brothers from Cash Money Records get a GED? Wayne graduated at Phoenix? Online? When was that? Because he can't even remember his own rhymes. I'm just keeping it a buck. You say it. You say he graduated at Phoenix. Boy been in the industry since 14. Been a superstar since 18. Been a daddy that same amount of time. You saying he graduated from Phoenix. I'm telling you, the man been on lean and syrup for 15 years. Okay? I'm trying to figure out when and where he studied and graduated. Huh? Salute Uptown Dre. Yo, comrade, keep prospering with your infinite, content for the tribe. You know, I'm telling you, you saying that. Everybody say that. Big Swarm, what up? Much appreciated. Everybody want to say that. That's because he don't write. Listen, and I don't brag on my peoples a lot. I really don't. You understand? Because, I mess with a lot of dudes. Larry Blackman. Happy belated birthday, Larry Blackman of Cameo. His son, BJ, and his partners, the Gecko Brothers. Spitters, nice. Tour with their father and everything. Shout out to the Gecko Brothers. Another member in Cameo, right? Coleman. He has a son named Jamal Coleman. Jazz is his MC name. Now, me and Jazz was with each other several years in the mountains. And Jazz lost his rhyme book years ago when he was a young MC. And from that point on, he said, yo, I will never write another rhyme book. I'm going to memorize all my rhymes. And I'm telling you, for the years that I was with him, Jazz can spit off the top of his head rhyme after rhyme after rhyme. And if I say, yo, Jazz, say that shit you said the other week, like last week when you was battling that kid, and he said, yo, which one? You know, the one where you said that, and he'll say it, recall it. That's somebody who don't write rhymes. They recall and record everything. Like Wayne don't write shit. That's not a pass for him not to know his shit. Fuck, that's an excuse. Get out of here. Any MC that don't know their own shit, I gotta question whether or not they wrote it. I mean, literally. I'm not talking about write it down, whether or not it was yours. How the hell you don't know your own rhyme, especially when they're mega hits? This dude don't know hits. Miss me with that shit. Now he graduated from Phoenix. I'm not studying that. No. Thanks for the comment. I appreciate the support and all that, but damn that. No. I'm not sitting in that. Where's the degree? You can't remember rhymes you wrote a couple of months ago, but you can retain enough information to pass your GED? Nah. No. You tell that to some other platform, not me. And again, I'm not slighting them. It's neither here nor there. I'm just saying that these people, and I'm telling you, this dude Jazz is off the meter. Nice with it. Nice with it. Nice with it. I'm talking about this dude go off the top of his head with everything. Now, if y'all don't like that, I'm going to say this, because I'm not a fan of his, but Black Thought. You can say Black Thought. Give me Cool G Rap's second verse, 8th bar of Road to the Riches. You start right there and go. Black Thought. Give me Big Daddy Kane's Warm It Up Kane, 3rd verse, 2nd bar. Bam! That's a nice MC. These are MCs, man. I don't only know your shit. I know this one shit. I know my shit. You can't be a nice, especially the GOAT, where they try to throw him in there, and you don't remember your own rhymes. That shit don't make sense. That don't make sense. He don't forget just the bar, DC. He forgets the whole verse. It ain't no just bar. He sit there and tell people, I don't know that song. That's not a bar. Nas will forget a bar. I seen that. Come on. When y'all talking about the greatest and you don't know your own shit, come on, man. Negative. You can forget a bar. Shit, you can forget 2 or 3 bars. You talking about you don't know the verse? Get out of here. I ain't no MC. You crazy? Nah. I put Common on, said Common don't forget nothing. I'm telling you, MC's not gonna forget that. You got dudes that been in the game way longer than Wayne, way older. They know they shit. Come on, man. Nah. Maybe if they would have went to school, maybe if they would have brought him through school, he might have had some type of recall. But we're not going to do that. We're not going to diminish other people as MCs, okay? Nah, we're not going to do that and elevate somebody who don't know their own shit. That's just crazy. That don't work. But anyway, when Baby Williams said that, excuse me, when Baby Williams said that, I always got recall of when I was out there hand to hand, selling my books. And I would set up my little table, because I'll set up a book signing anywhere. Simple as that. Because, listen, you don't have to be in a bookstore. You don't have to have this grand shit. I got my table. I got my books in the whip. Damn it. I'll set that table in front of a cemetery. Wherever I see a crowd, I set that shit on the train platform. I'll set that shit anywhere in front of the damn laundry mat. And have a book signing straight up. I did it with Shannon Holmes, with Travis Hunter and all. We was out in the mix doing it. I'll set it up anywhere. And I'm going to tell you, in that experience, I had people look at the table and I say, hey, how you doing? They say, did you write that? Oh, yeah, I wrote that. I'm the author. This is what it's about. And, give my pitch and this and that. I don't read. Whoa. And I'm like, wait a minute. What? Wouldn't look surprised, but I can't tell you how many times I've heard that from melanated people. Straight like that. From melanated people. They thought it was slick to say that. I don't read. I done heard that shit if I had damn near a book sale for every time I heard somebody tell me some shit like that, I would be wealthy. I said, you don't read? No, I don't read. And walk away from the table. Wow. I'm like, whoa. And that's consistent. So when you got baby in a jail, because if any place dudes read is in jail, is in prison, is in lockup, for him to say, you think reading gonna help you? Mind blowing. The ignorance of people who y'all claim are moguls or bosses. Get to the bag. This dude said we need books. We need to get our mind right. And he said he had the power to help him. But then in the next sentence, you think reading books gonna help you? Shit, reading a dictionary transformed Malcolm Little into Malcolm X. Absolute fact. Yeah. Reading Blood in My Eye transformed me to who I am today. I grew up with all type of books in my house. My home library will blow people's minds what my mother and father had in that house. I'm talking about shit that people just getting on and stuff that people still haven't read to this day. Was in my house. But it took my first bid for somebody to introduce George Jackson to me. Blew my mind. I thought I heard of everybody. I'll never forget, it was a kid named Bourne out of Hollis, Queens. Chubby dude was nice and bald. Bourne said, yo, you talk like George and Jonathan Jackson. I said, who the hell is that? He said, you never heard of George and Jonathan Jackson? I said, nah. He said, but you said you studied the Panthers and this and all this was in your house and your people never told you about them too? I said, nope. He said, wait right here. He went to his room, brought out Blood in My Eye. I've read that book every day since. Every day since 1991, 92, I've read Blood in My Eye every single day. And you think I'm playing? It's tatted right there. Every single day. Changed my life in an instant. Reading, boom, gives you a totally different perspective. Depends on what you read. I know some people that read garbage all day, and they garbage. I've seen dudes in jail reading garbage. I've seen women in the streets reading that Zane shit. Now they think they could get a midget stuck in their grippers and all that. You know, dealing with strippers dudes with 13 inches and putting it right in their gripper. I know women who started looking for dudes that could do that to them because of things they read. But when you read something that gives you purpose and value, so how are you going to tell dudes that's locked up that you think reading books going to help you? But y'all worship these stupid ass dudes. I don't get it. I really don't get it. You dig? Yeah, from niggas to gods was mean. Of course. Listen, that's a whole different bill. When I do book club, I do book club. Y'all can go back and do YouTube searches of. Listen, I did everything on this. People don't gravitate. They don't stick with it. I don't do book club all the time. I was doing it on a regular. We reading Frantz Fanon. We reading all these joints together, breaking it down, Asada, all that. People act like they don't want it. They want this. So this is what I give them. and sprinkle things in and out of it. But I give it up. I don't play. I never played on this. I done tried everything. Everything. You understand what I'm saying? Trust and believe. My moderators here, they tell you, they know. We done went through book clubs. We done did man up. We did women up. We did all type of things to move the platform. People respond to what? They respond to this. So I gotta put the jewels in the mix of that. Yo, Remy's son got locked up. So I gotta say, okay, this is a teachable moment about the justice system. It's consistent. You understand? But reading, you telling people you got the power to help them, but you won't give them a book? Come on. That's crazy. It is what it is. But somebody need to tap baby on the shoulder. Tell him to tell Tony Braxton to get her little naked ass up off of the internet. Be a grandma. And, and y'all really use the resource to help people. How you gonna go up into a jail and tell dudes that they don't need to read? That's why half of them got there, because they didn't think that it was necessary to be literate and dropped out of school and ran into the street. It's just wild to me, the things that y'all allow people to get away with saying. You know what You understand me? Okay, let's see. What else? Because I gotta go. I haven't eaten all day. Doing what I've been doing. Excuse me. Next piece of cap, because again, the capping is severe when we talking about what are we talking about? Commercial rap and all hip hop and all that. This is where it get crazy, and I'm going to keep telling y'all because I'm in the town. I'm right here. You understand? I am right here. T Grizzly and J Cole shooting a video in New York City. Now, people see that, and of course, the kids don't know no better. People from, okay, T is from Michigan, and Cole is from North Carolina. People see that, they think they really actually shot a video in New York. I'm looking at this shit, and immediately, I'm tight, because I know I was just downtown BK, and I know for a simple fact that they said Kendrick Lamar lives downtown Brooklyn, and when y'all see that, and y'all say that, and y'all hear that, you think these dudes is really in the hood. They in some gentrified area, way off in the cut somewhere, with no access to no people. But again, it's because they don't have somebody that they could trust to walk them in and out of certain hoods and spaces where they could come amongst their own people. That's just what it is. So when I'm seeing this video, and I'm seeing T Grizzly, and I'm seeing J Cole, and I'm looking at the street that they on, I'm like, New York where? That street with nobody on it, that time of day, with some old phase behind the camera, y'all capping. Y'all capping. Y'all is on some side block, either in Chelsea, right? Or somewhere else in Midtown Manhattan, or somewhere in Williamsburg, where don't nobody know who the hell y'all are, shooting some bullshit ass video with no permit or nothing and no acknowledgement of nobody. But you're gonna hum a stunt and say, yeah, we was in New York, we shot the video, whoop-de-woo. None of our people's involved with that at all. And that's why, certain spaces, in the conscious and woke communities, and J. Cole's supposed to be conscious and for the people, but I heard he on some bullshit when it comes to his own people. I heard that. You understand what I'm saying? And he not as thorough as he professed to be. But anyway, you see the Ofe hand. You see the Ofe directing. You see another Ofe with a camera. Okay? And I'm like, they're going to front. They're going to be on somebody else, platform, Drink Champs, or the Euro, or with the little freak Euro Adam. you know, little lizard. They're going to be over there fronting like they was in New York. And I keep telling y'all, New York City is big. It's wide. It's spaces in New York that you wouldn't even know you in the city. And you right in the heart of it. Because the block is so pristine. You understand? It's a way. It's out in the cut. Nobody know you right there. Shooting a vid. Weird. Weird. Sucker shit. But then the narrative would be, yo, we was in New York and sucker shit. I remember when what's that boy named Chance the Rapper came and did a video right in Vanderveer. Right in the P's. But no kids was invited. They had the whole thing sectioned off. No one is there. So what the fuck you coming to New York for? Why shoot a video in New York when you not from the town if you're not gonna feel the love of the people, if the kids don't get a chance to engage with you? Sucker niggas, that's sucker nigga shit. And you'd be surprised how many of them, I know for a fact that Common was living here for years, right in BK. He was one of the first ones I gave a copy of my book to, signed and everything. You know? That's how, you know. I just know I used to see him frequently because I knew the broad he was dealing with. Common been in Brooklyn and been in the mix of people. You know what I'm saying? Shake your hand, pound your word. Okay, what up, That's when you in the town. You doing sucker shit, shooting videos and scurrying, nobody there. I'm telling you, this is broad daylight. Nobody on the street in New York. What block you on? Got to be in Chelsea somewhere. Soho. At probably like 10, 11 in the morning. And fronting like y'all in New York. You're not in New York. What are we doing? T Grizzly? When I first heard that song, first day out, I'm like, damn, something must be official. He was going in. I was rocking that shit for months. And you do some punk shit like that? Come on, man. That is the cap, and that's the false narratives that got commercial rap out here looking crazy. I'm just saying. Just saying. Cole might live in the city. I don't know. I heard he a sucker anyway. He might. He might live in the town. A lot of them live in the town. I'm telling you. All like Kendrick talking about, they not like us. I'm hearing he live in BK. So, come on. When is BK gonna benefit from that? I mean, Compton sure is. That breath, he just one song breathed new life into them. They could bang their chest. They proud. They running around. Yeah. So when do we get that? What's your purpose of being here in $1 million condos and buildings and shit? Come on. Listen. This is where we at with it. Because that's the question. Where's the give back? Where's the give back? Why are you there? And that's always my question. I don't care if you from here and you vacationing in Dubai, you vacationing in Tulum, you going to Egypt and looking at the pyramids. And what does that spot? Because you're taking something from it. You're taking knowledge. You out there, you getting culturized. You taking this, you taking that. You getting a lot. What are you putting back by being in those folk spaces? Especially if you claim to be commercial rap, or you claim to be hip hop and you come into the Mecca, what do we benefit from you being here? Because you're extracting. You want people to see you as somebody who is in the town. What does the town get? It's like any other celebrity that come, or any athlete. I know athletes that came and adopted Brooklyn, or because they was Knicks, adopted New York. Shit, Joakim Noah came and was given hundreds of thousands of millions to support anti-gun violence work in New York. He ain't from here. Spencer Dinwiddie too. He came to the Nets. I know for a fact I was there. Thanksgiving dinners, Christmas dinners, free haircuts and all that. Because you in the space. You benefiting from the space. So rap dudes is exempt from that? Rap dudes is exempt from that? Yeah, move on to the line. Listen, rap dudes should never be exempt because these are the same niggas that claim they from the street. So you're not doing nothing in the hood you come from. They don't benefit from that. You got bread, you moved out of the hood, you doing your thing. You move away. You move over where them old phases at. Now you come into other parts of the city and the sections and other states and all that. And you won't get, so you just carte blanche because you can make somebody shake their ass to your soul or say, ooh, that was deep, that you don't have to put back. Fuck out of, get out of here. Bust y'all head to the white meat. Come around if you're not going to put back into the communities. What are you doing? No excuse. Zero. None. So anyway, that's all. Everybody was capping, they playing games, and y'all had class for tonight. I got to find me something to eat. You know, hopefully y'all was engaged and learned, and you definitely helped me. I learned from being with y'all every time I come through because, you know, people like to test your square, you know, and think that, you know, you can shift the dialogue or that I won't be on point with delivering what I need to deliver in this space here. But I'm sharp, telling you. I don't get distracted from that shit. Kenny Mac, I'm looking for a video for you. You say it every time you come through. You want to ha, giggle. I'm at a point right now where it's very difficult to pick these videos apart. Now, what I can do is give you a video breakdown and start making it on some conscious stuff because that's where we at with it. It was only a handful of videos from a certain era because dudes wasn't getting budgets to make videos. Right? It just wasn't. It's difficult. We talking about now, once you start moving into the late 80s, videos was very, very specific to the title. And what I'm gonna do? I can't make nobody laugh off or move the crowd. That ain't funny. I can't make nobody laugh off with no EPMD joints because them shits was very specific to the culture. How can I break down You Got to Chill? You know what I'm saying? How can I break down one of the PE videos without, now it ain't funny. Now it becomes a lesson. And you see then, now people are turned off. But I'm going to get something for you. There's a couple of them old school videos that we still questioning. You know what I'm saying? I gave Curtis Blow a break. And that breaking shit with that acid wash jeans shit. I ain't get on that. You know, but it is very, very, very difficult to start. I was going to get on Tribe Called Quest. But the video was so classic. Like El Segundo, they was wilding in that shit. Clothes ain't matched, but again, so iconic. And it's right here. So memorable. And they were kids, but nobody was wearing them damn yoga pants. Like, what the fuck is that? You understand? Like, they was wilding in that shit. Who the hell dressed like that? terrible. But I'm not going to see, look, y'all talk about get them. I ain't going to do that. If I do, we're going to piece it together so it's not just one video, and I'm going to, bring y'all up on it. But again, Arrested Development was garbage, and speech was doing too much. You dig? And again, make sure y'all come back to class with all 10 fingers and 10 toes. Make sure y'all come back to class with all 10 fingers and 10 toes. Be safe out there. I'm telling you, out west, down south, y'all been in the mix of it for a few days. Up here, Atlantic seaboard is getting hot over the next couple of days. Stay hydrated. Get y'all some coconut water from somewhere. Get y'all watermelon from somewhere. And fall back. Fall back. Be easy. All that extra working out and running outside and trying to get that Henny, y'all gonna pass the hell out. I'm telling you right now, it's gonna be hot, hot. All that, you got them little scallies, you in the crib, you trying to go all hard, and you got them old big, thick, old jumbo, big booty girls, and y'all trying to keep it up. Did this 3 days? You won't find out. And leave them big rumps and tell them, yo, babe, chill. Yeah, we could do something, Saturday, Sunday when this humidity go down. Keep humping on them big rumps in this weather and see what happened. Air quality all twisted. She's sitting down on keep it up. Y'all gonna find out. Gonna pass the hell out. Chill out for the next couple of days. If y'all dudes is driving, truckers, or y'all construction workers in that heat, stay hydrated. Okay? Stay hydrated. Moo, everybody ain't got AC, Moo. You got some people that watch my show, they don't have AC. Everybody ain't got AC. And they be watching my show, get all riled up and giggling and laughing and think it's time to hump. I'm just giving you specific instruction. Now take it or leave it. You ain't got to listen. When your ass is up in the ER, don't say I didn't tell you. Don't say I didn't tell you. You can work out. I watch your videos, I know. But be easy. But be easy. To all those who funded the war effort today, salute. To all those who didn't, salute. Especially those who know they need a session. Y'all ain't been getting y'all sessions in. All right? Don't act like I don't see y'all. I see y'all. I know who's supposed to get a session. I know who ain't got a session in a while. And you're in your house and you're banging your damn head against the wall and trying to figure things out. No Zelle. PayPal. Cash App. All right? Here we go. Here we go. That's when I know it's time to rock and roll. All right? So listen up. Okay? Remain hydrated. Water, coconut water. I'm not talking about no damn Hennessy. I'm not talking about no damn Grey Goose and all that other stuff y'all be drinking. That ain't hydrating, silly. Stay y'all ass out the liquor store for the next 3 days. That's the instructions. Keep y'all ass away from the liquor store. And that mean you. If I'm talking to you, I'm talking to you. You know who. Keep your ass away from them little snips and snops and little shots and yeah. And or the big bar you got in your crib and all that. Lick it up and sauced up. Stay your ass sober for 3 days. Get you some fruit juices or something. All right? Watch your kids. Remember, we in this shit together. All right? We in it together. Gotta work together. Okay? Damn all the rest of them. They want to rock with the old phase, that's on them. We rely on each other. 55 gang. Get y'all grades up. I see you.